Hello friends, so I was thinking about making a video showing what I bring to a gig. It might help you guys if you're just joining a band for the first time, starting a band for the first time, or you've been in a band and you don't know if you should add more stuff to your rig, or if you want to take stuff away. So I'm just going to go through everything that I use and everything that I bring with me to a gig, and hopefully it helps you guys. So the first thing, of course, you're going to need either guitar or a bass and a guitar strap. I like these guitar straps. These are the Diodario, the quick straps. So basically, if I'm switching guitars, it's wicked quick. I don't have to finagle getting the strap on. It just clips on and it's stuck on there. It's not going nowhere. So I keep two of these in my bag just in case one was to break or anything like that. I also take two guitars with me, 2 or 3, it depends on what songs we're doing and if I need a 5-string or anything like that. But I always take 2 guitars with me because you never know, battery's gonna die on stage, a string's gonna break. It's easier to pick up another guitar and start playing than it is to stop playing, restring your guitar, change your batteries in the middle of the song, and it makes it easier for your band so they don't have to wait to go into the next song while you restring or you're changing a battery out. So I always keep minimum of 2 guitars with me, just in case anything was to happen. But my guitars are all for different purposes. So whether it's a bass with flat wounds, a bass with tape wounds, an active bass, a passive bass, a 5-string bass, I'm always taking different basses with me. So definitely recommend that. Also, the 2 guitar straps, like I said, so I like the Diodario ones. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're absolutely fantastic. And like I showed, they take a second to switch. So if I'm switching in between songs, it takes the quickest second to switch to another guitar, and then boom, I'm back in. So that's what I recommend guitar-wise. And then guitar stand, I don't know if I said that yet, but guitar stand, it doesn't have to be one of these guys. It could be just a single guitar stand. These take up a little bit less room, in my opinion. So I like these guys. Amazon as well. You get everything on Amazon or Sweetwater. But this guy's great. No problems with it. So guitar stand, strap, guitars. That's pretty much it for the workhorses stuff. Now we get into more of the electronic stuff. So we'll go through my cable bag. So I ordered this bag on Amazon. It was 30 bucks. It's got individual dividers so I can organize each of my cords, which you can see I don't have a lot in here right now because almost everything's plugged in. But I keep extra guitar cables because you never know when you're going to need one. You never know when one's going to break. For these guys. I keep extra power cords for my amp, extra power cords for my pedals, which I keep up here, extra batteries, extra AA's and 9 volts. I keep picks in here. I just take a bunch with me, so I've always got them. And then I also take this guy. This is the Diodario. It's a pick holder, clips right on your mic stand, so you can just grab them if you need them. And then I also keep a microfiber in here, my extra straps in here. I keep a charger in here. I keep guitar polish, extra strings, all my tools, so a screwdriver, Allen keys, anything like that, wire snippers. I keep tape in here. That's pretty much all the electrical stuff I keep in this bag. So I recommend, depending on how many cables you're using, if you're using different pedals and you're daisy chaining, I recommend just 2 of each. In case one goes bad, you can quickly switch. So I always keep the long guitar cables for the guitars itself. I always keep 2 in my bag. I use the Diodario guitar cables as well. They're absolutely great. A little bit more expensive than if you were to buy them on Amazon, but they're great. They work great. They don't cut out, and the sound quality I think is great on them. Since we're talking about guitar cables, we'll go into this. This is the Shure GLXD. This clips right onto my strap, so I don't have cables all over the place stepping on them as I'm on stage. So this makes it nice. I can move freely. I can walk around wherever I want. and I get no signal drop with this. It's absolutely fantastic. A little bit of investment, but it works great. And the floor module has a tuner built into it, which is awesome. So whenever I have to tune up in between songs, I just push it and I can tune up and do exactly what I need to do. So that's absolutely great. Now if we move over to my pedals, technically if you count the GLXD, I take 3 pedals with me. If you don't count that, I've only got 2. So I have the Boss SY1, which is a synthesizer pedal for guitar or bass, fully customizable, which is very, very nice. And then I also use the Boss GLX 100. That's my multi-effects for all my sounds, my compressor, my amp modulations, everything is on that other than the synthesizer. That's why I have the actual Boss synthesizers, because the GLXD doesn't have one built into it, which kind of stinks. I could eliminate another pedal, but what are you gonna do? But that guy's great. The GX 100 is about $5.99 on Sweetwater is where I got it from. And then the synthesizer, the SY1, I think it's about $120, something like that, whatever it is. So I've got all that, I've got that all daisy chained together. And then from there, output goes into my DI box, which the DI box basically takes the signal in and will send it to the amp, and then we'll have an output for XLR to the board as well if you're using actual PA system. So this is nice. This is the Radial Passive DI. This was about $129 on Sweetwater. Radial makes great stuff, so definitely check this out as well. Also, all the pedals I recommend checking out: the GX100, the SY1, and the GLXD. Highly recommend all of them. And then for my amp, I'm using the Micro VR amp egg. Like I said, I'm not using it for output volume. It's only used for stage volume if something was to go wrong with my in-ears. I can't hear myself. I've got my amp right next to me so I can turn it up a little bit more. And it's just good for stage volume for anyone else that's in the band that's not wearing in-ears and doesn't have me in their ears and wants to hear me. I've got that on stage. So it's nice and small. It's 2 10s. So if something was to happen with my DI box, I can crank that guy up and it'll get the job done. It's also got an XLR out on the back. It sends a very, very, very hot signal to the board, so I don't recommend using it. I recommend getting one of these and doing it that way. It's just better in my opinion. And then for my case, for the pedals, I got this at Harbor Freight. It's just one of their, it's almost like a Pelican case, but the Harbor Freight brand, because I wasn't going to spend $500 on a case. So $100. It's fully customizable inside. It's got wheels on it and a handle so you can wheel it around. But all my pedals fit into here. 2 levels, so it fits everything, which is great. And I know nothing's going to get broken when I'm transporting all this stuff around. So that's something else that I keep with me. Also, if we go back to guitars, guitar cases. For my Schecter, I have a specific Gator hard case for it. Well worth the money. It's not going to break it if anything happens. And then for my other guitars, I have a soft case that's a backpack, and it holds 2 guitars in it. So I can carry 3 guitars, no problem. And that's also got extra pockets on it too for anything I can't fit in there. But I fit everything into my cable bag, which is nice. Then I also bring mic stand with me. Amazon. The actual mic stands you can buy on Sweetwater, the more expensive ones, they're better because they're not going to strip out over time. They're just built a little bit better. But I've had no problems with this, and I've had this for 2 years. So it gets the job done. Mic-wise, I'm using the SM58. SM58 Beta, so it's a smaller version of the SM58. Great mic. It's another Shure product. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, then I also keep XLR cables with me too. So for my microphone and for my DI. So that goes straight into the board. So I don't have to worry about any of that. It goes to the front of the house. They can mix everything and do all that stuff. So I don't have to worry about anything. I just worry about setting up my stuff. That's it. And that's pretty much it that I'm using for all of my junk. So we went over guitars, cables, all my pedals, my amp, my DI box. Oh, we can go over my in-ears. So I was using the X5 in-ears, the cheaper version. They were $200 on Amazon, came with a nice case. They worked good for the most part. I did notice a lot of the places I played had a decent amount of dropout on them and didn't really have good distance. So I upgraded to these Sennheiser, I couldn't even tell you the model, G4s, I think is what it is, the Sennheiser G4, EW G4. A lot more expensive. Absolutely great, no cutout whatsoever, and the distance on these is crazy, absolutely crazy, and sound quality crystal clear. And then for my in-ears, I'm just rocking Amazon in-ears. They work fine for me. You can get the custom molded ones. You gotta get your ears in, you gotta get impressions in your ears. It takes a few weeks for them to make them, and they're expensive. Eventually I'll probably go to them. I have no need for them right now. Mine work absolutely fine for $40 on Amazon. They do fall out, so I do have to push them back in, which is kind of annoying, whereas custom made in-ears, they're not gonna do that. So I highly recommend in-ears, and it's gonna save your hearing on stage as well too. So that's another thing I recommend, especially if you're standing next to your drummer and he's whacking cymbals. The in-ears are really gonna help deafen or reduce that noise in your ears, so you can, and then you can adjust your mix, whatever you want to hear in your ears too, which is absolutely great, because there's a lot of stuff I don't have to hear on stage that I don't need click, anything like that. So highly recommend getting a set of in-ears too, unless you want to use a wedge, then you can use something like this guy. This is the Bose S1. My band's got like 6 of these. They're absolutely great too. I'm just not a fan of wedges. My ears ring after a night, and I don't need anything like that. So recommend one of these guys if you want a wedge or anything like that. And they're small, portable, and they're rechargeable. So these are actually, you don't have to run a power cord to them if they're charged, and the battery lasts a decent amount of time too, which is nice. So that's everything that I bring with me to a gig. I don't have my mic here, so I can't even show you that, but everything else I was able to show you, other than my guitar cases too, but I think you've got a pretty good idea of what a guitar case looks like. So that's everything I bring, from guitars, straps, stands, pedals, cables, amp, DI box, in-ears, extra cords, cases, polish, microfiber, all that stuff. That's everything that I bring with me to a gig, everything that I use. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you.